So what's going on, everybody? It's J.A. Salute to you for tuning in. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, Travis Scott, it feels like he's running the sneaker game right now, because currently the only sneaker that most people seem to actually care about would have to be these medium olive Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. So for everybody that missed out, I got great news, as it looks like you got one more chance to be able to secure one of this year's hottest releases. So stay tuned. But before we jump into that, I did want to let everybody know that currently S&S sneakers and stuff, they are currently running a site-wide 70% off sale. So I know everybody cares about the most hype shoes, but sometimes, you know, you need a little low-key joint to rock in between. So you have various pairs available. I did want to run through a couple of different styles which you guys can grab right now. And of course, there is a whole bunch of different pairs, but the ones I'm highlighting are the ones that do actually have, you know, a decent amount of stock, you know, pairs that you can actually pick up. So first up, we got the New Balance 990 V6. This is the true camo pair, which we did see released earlier this year. Originally retailing at 220 bucks, you guys can now grab these for just 132 bucks. Now, next up, we got a little something from Nike in the classic Air Max 1, originally coming in at 140 bucks. You guys can grab these joints now, 50% off at just $70. Now, also from Nike, you got a good pair of Dunk Lows coming in at just 58 bucks, under $60. Can't beat that. And who could forget about the Nike Mac Attacker model, which Nike did have big plans for this year, but it seems like outside of just the original OG colorway, nobody really cares about these. But coming in at $52 right here, I would say not a bad price. Now, next up, I did want to highlight something from Saucony, a brand which we rarely talk about here on the channel, but of course, with the recent J-Tips collab, a lot of notoriety brought to this brand, especially this model right here, which is the specific pair that they did use for that collab, as you have the Pro Grid Omni 9, one of the GR pairs, which if you guys were kind of curious about this model, I wouldn't mind picking these joints up, especially at $80. We got a good pair of clean Air Force Ones coming in at just $63. You guys can never go wrong with the classic right there. And one of Nike's most popular running lifestyle models, you have the Zoom Vomero 5, which you guys can grab this colorway for just around 100 bucks. Now, Adidas playing a little something here. We got the Superstar, which this pair specifically actually happens to be an S&S collab, which originally came in at 120 bucks. I would say not a bad pickup, coming in at just under $50. And then another Adidas collaboration, this time with Bape, where you guys can get the classic Stan Smith coming in at just under $100. So of course, you got various styles available up to 70% off. This is just some of the many. And if you guys are interested in checking this out, you can visit S&S's website, or you can conveniently check out these sales available via their app. Now onto these Travis Scotts, the sneaker of the moment, the pair that it feels like everybody can't stop talking about. Apparently the most highly produced Travis Scott release to this date, and I would say that most definitely feels true just based off Saturday's sneakers app launch. It felt like so many people grabbed W's, a lot of people had success, but at the same time, of course, Travis Scott dropped, and at the end of the day, not enough pairs to go around. So unfortunately, you know, many people did take L's. So we got great news though. First though, I do want to congratulate, you know, everybody that was able to successfully grab these pairs, but for everybody that missed out, it looks like you got one more chance to be able to secure this pair from an official retailer, as it looks like currently Foot Patrol, a UK-based retailer, is running a little restock raffle, which apparently was supposed to end yesterday, but it looks like they have now extended the raffle window for an additional day. So while I'm recording this, it looks like you guys got about another 15 hours to enter this. Now, you will have to download their Foot Patrol Launches app on the App Store. Once you guys go ahead and do that, get all your information secured. They do actually ship internationally, so US shipping is available. You're going to go ahead and enter in for the Travis Scott raffle. Just be aware that it comes out to be around like $225 US with shipping and everything like that. And as I mentioned, they do ship to the US and everything. So go ahead and enter that raffle. It looks like your last chance to be able to secure these. I know retail was $150 on these, but I would say just based off the resale price on the secondary market, nobody's really complaining for paying like around $220 or something for a pair that goes for like $400 plus on the secondary market. So even if you're not looking to grab these for the feet, I mean, I can't really blame you if you guys are looking for these just for a quick flip or whatever. So as far as this pair right here, your last chance, make sure you guys go ahead and enter. Now, for everybody else that, you know, had success, whether it was via Travis Scott's website or the sneakers app or some of the other various retailers which did drop these, of course, everybody's still waiting on their pairs to arrive. Some people have already started to get their pairs, but everybody else is just sitting back, praying that the final boss does not get them, because we got some reports here via Twitter. It looks like some people are getting got. So this first one here, this dude, he got his box, which you guys see was already tampered with. Unfortunately, these new Nike boxes are easy to identify for your local mail carrier, delivery, or whoever dropped this package off. And unfortunately, my man right here, he got. Now, next up, this clip right here actually comes from a porch pirate, which he just pulled up on his little moped scooter conveniently and had the balls just to walk right up on this dude's porch and snag his fresh pair of Travis Scotts, which just got delivered, and just zoomed off like it was nothing. So guys, this is what's going on right now with sneakers that have this much value. Be careful. So make sure you guys are on top of your tracking if possible. You know, make sure you guys are on point. Be aware of what's going on, because you could get got either simply by the person delivering it, or remember, those porch pirates are on high alert. And not sure if you guys noticed this or not, but the password page is actually up via Travis Scott's website. So I don't know if he's teasing potentially a new launch. We know those Mocha Jumpman Jacks are on the way, or maybe this is a potential restock of those medium olive Jordan 1s. I'm not really sure, but let me know what you guys think down below. And in other sneaker news, we got a first look here, which comes courtesy of Z Sneakerheads. I guess this is the first in-hand shots for the upcoming Olive 9s, which from Jordan Brand, the last time we saw them release these was like 10 years plus. So this pair, I guess, is scheduled to drop sometime in November. A good OG. For me, I always thought of the Jordan 9s as kind of like a boot, you know, due to their shape. So I've always thought about this pair, like in my head, as kind of like a winter Jordan, especially with this olive colorway. So as far as the 2024 pair, it seems like the great debate happens to be about the shade of olive, whether it kind of lends more into the realm of green or it's more of like a shade of brown. It seems like people are kind of split, divided on that topic right here. But my thing is, most people are just colorblind anyways, and I could really care less about the shade of olive. I think this is a solid pair, one that I may actually consider picking up. So let me know what you guys think about these joints, which are scheduled to drop coming up here in November. Now tomorrow we got some interesting sneaker releases, which I'm definitely going to pay attention to. First up, Jack Harlow and New Balance are going to be dropping those 1906 Rs, which I thought they were going to do a little soft launch, but apparently they're throwing these joints right up on New Balance, which are retailing at 180 bucks. For this release, I felt like it was kind of strange, because we did see this pair leak earlier this year, and it feels like New Balance is just throwing these out there with like no marketing, which is kind of different when you compare them to, like, let's say like Action Bronson or even some of the Joe Freshgoods Soleil releases, which it seems like they had like a big campaign surrounding that release. But I'm not really sure how these New Balance collabs work. Seems like maybe New Balance feels like Jack's name can just sell this pair alone. So these will be hitting New Balance tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, for 180 bucks. And then of course we got the big Nigo Air Force 3 release, which, as far as this pair right here, I feel like this sneaker kind of caters more to the OGs that really know the history of the Air Force 3, this classic model, which is kind of underappreciated, as well as like the history of Nigo, Babe, his relationship with Pharrell and everything like that, and all the stuff they did back in the day. So I think I've seen a lot of the kids kind of making fun of this colorway, you know, and how bright and beautiful it is and everything like that, especially with right now the current fashion scene is like, you know, a lot more into these muted tones. I feel like this is almost like the exact opposite. But once people find out how limited this pair is, let's see if people's opinions change, because we got a little rumor floating around on social media that apparently this pair releasing tomorrow will be limited to just around 2,000 pairs, making these joints extremely limited, very collectible. And we'll see if resellers are going to be on these. We'll see if the hype beasts are going to be all over these, because I felt like originally a lot of people weren't rocking with these, but now I think once they find out about these stock numbers, the opinions may change. So these are two releases that I'm going to be monitoring tomorrow. Let me know if you guys are checking for any of these pairs. And then of course, before we bounce, I did want to mention the poll of the day, where I simply asked you guys, what do you feel like is the best sneaker releasing this week? While we got many pairs dropping this week, I did want to add a little diversity to the list. I could only pick 4 pairs. So we got the Addy Climacool, the Nigo Air Force 3, the Jack Harlow New Balances, as well as those AE1 light purples, which are going to be dropping coming up this Saturday. And so far we had a roughly 1.3 thousand votes, which I was actually surprised to see that the majority of you guys coming in at 37%. 100% chose the Adidas Climber Cool, which I guess you guys are more into the newer models, which I could see based off this audience. You know, the Air Force 3 again is a classic, an older pair. The Jack Harlows, people are kind of getting tired of the 1906 Rs, and I would say this colorway isn't the most appealing. And then of course with the AE ones, it feels like they're just throwing out new pairs of these joints like every week. So I could kind of understand why you guys would be intrigued by these Adi Climber Cools, their new 3D printed models. So that's an interesting one right now, which I believe these are still available for pre-order if you guys haven't checked out, which I guess they're going to be shipping out like towards the end of the month or something like that. So pretty cool. Salute to everybody that participated in the poll of the day, which you guys can always find via the community tab here for this channel. So that's it, guys. We are going to wrap it up. Of course, I'll be checking in with you guys tomorrow. I think I may have a little surprise for you guys, so make sure you guys all stay tuned for that. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So I'm JA. If you guys enjoyed today's upload, help support the channel by hitting that like button. Drop your feedback down below. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.